Hello! So I'm super excited. Today's project is the upper cabinets. Yeah! And what that was a little preview of the profile. That just took me 3 hours to get right. Just a reminder that you want to get them right for a start, and they take a long time. As I've said before, I'm going to make these available to you at some stage, but I am busy building White Feather at this point. So this is the high cabinet master, right? Okay, so this is the back wall, it's got a curve, this is the top, it's got a curve, you've got to have this as a lovely right angle, yeah? And mine are quite small for the reason that I have a step up and that I have 2.5 inches of floor, okay? So they ended up being fairly small, which is fine, but what it's meant is they're going to be a consistent height and depth. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to be cutting out these, and then I'm going to start cutting out the lengths at the bottom, the top, and the back of this. And what's exciting for me is this is the last major cabinetry project. There's lots of little things that I have to do, but this is a big one. This is really important. So here goes. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've created this master. That is the one that I trace around for every single cut so that we've got a consistent cut. And that's what I'm doing here, is I'm going to cut this board with the skill saw, and then I'm going to jigsaw out the shape. I need 8 of these, 7 internal and 1 external. Okay, there, so with my master, and this particular sheet of 3/4 inch ply, I have got 6 more that I can cut, which are the internal pieces, and I have 1 external piece that's going to have an extra 3/4 inch on the bottom, as in external front, and I'll show you what that means when I get to it. Now I'm going to start cutting these out. Hello, good morning. So I'm continuing on with the high cabinets, and as what I do with every other project, I sketch what I'm doing first. So this is the driver's side elevation, and then I've got my measurements that I'm working with. I've got various versions of these sketches, right? And then what I go to is my cuts plan. So this is when I'm planning my cuts for my plywood, and I've just been cutting out the base of the cabinets. Yesterday I did the, the templated, the frame. These are all parts of the frame, but it's the shaped frame. This is what I did yesterday. This bit, right? This is my template. And so now what I cut out is I cut out that length. It's a little bit longer because that's going to be sitting on top of a little shelf. And then what I'm cutting out today is a 3-inch piece for up here and a 3-inch piece for back here, in that direction. Okay, so that's going to be forming, we've got the base that'll go all the way through here, and then we've got the top here and the back here. And that's all dependent on where you put your framing pieces in your van, so you can't be too prescriptive about those things. But good time to measure twice, cut once type of thing, and have a look at your elevations. So what I'm doing here is I don't want to run them right to the end of the van because I just think it's too crowded visually. So I've got 2 cabinets at the back, have a little shelf that'll open up the back area a bit. Then this is the kitchen. So there'll be one over the kitchen, over the range, a little place for cookbooks, and that's a place for a blender. So that's how my driver's side will look, and my passenger side will pretty much be that in reverse. Yep. And so that's what I'm doing today, cutting lots of wood and then probably doing lots of pocket holing. So I've cut the base of the 3 lengths of cabinets and all of the struts that are going to secure it to the framing that I've built. It's all done, as in the main lengths. And now I'm just about to cut what are called the birdsmouth. It's called in Australia. I don't know what we call it in America. But basically I need to cut this little notch out here because I'm going to, for these central panels and the other ones, it's going to sit on the other side. Hey there, so what I'm about to do now is just, I'm about to route just a little tiny channel in the back of the base of my upper cabinet so that the wiring for the puck lights can sink down into that, after which I'm going to drill in the puck light holes. And so that's really what I'm doing now. So what I've been doing is I've been measuring the location of the puck lights and these little channels, and I'm about to start routing them. Here goes. So what you're seeing here is, this is the base of the cabinets, right? What I've done is I've routed a little channel to the back of the cabinet where the wire will sit, and a hole where the puck light will sit. And so what I'm about to do now is check that the actual puck lights fit before I put it together, because that would really seriously suck if I got that wrong. Here they are, my little puck lights, and its wires. These go in and up in that direction. And of course, I'll be mounting them from the bottom into place. Wires up here. There we go, it's in position. I'm guessing I can press them down. And then this is where the wire will go, right? See that? Oh, they're perfect underneath. Fantastic. Show you here that I have done pocket hole screws for these sections because I could hide them at the top and the back of the van, but everything else is going to be hidden because these cabinets you can see. So that's the top and the back brace for one of the long cabinets. So here are my 3 cabinets lengths drying overnight, and now I'm just about to do my calculations here for the 1/4 inch tops and the ends, and then they'll be ready for painting. Hey, so the last few things I have to do here for the upper cabinets is put some 1/4 inch tops on them. I'm not putting backs on them yet because I need to be able to access them for power, and then I'll put the backs on after the power's all been wired up. So I've been doing all my measurements for that, as I always do with my cut measurements. It's messy, but I know what it means before I start cutting. So this is the measure twice part of it, and then I cut to that those sizes. So I need to put the tops on, then I just need to put 4 little side edges on for each side of the back cabinets, and that's the cuts, that's the final cuts and final attachments for the upper cabinets, and I can start sanding them and painting them. So that's what I'm up to now. Final pieces. Put on my glue gloves. Good to go. Hey there, so I have just filled all of the holes that would be visible and I painted, and we're just letting all that dry. So this is my little drying rack at the moment. The 3 cabinet boxes, which is actually 5 altogether. They're just upside down with holes being filled. And the end boxes are all on and ready, and I'm going to be putting bungee cord throughout those pieces, but that's where we're at. Okay, I'm all geared up for sanding. I have, as you can see, I've done all the edge stripping, which I like to do because it makes it easier to paint and a better front. So I've done that all over the edges that needed to be done, and so now I'm going to be sanding and prepping for varnishing and painting. So here goes. So now we've got them in the background, and I'm just doing what I've done throughout the van, which is on the inside of all the cabinets are kept raw and varnished, as in they're not being painted a color on top. So I've just started the varnishing process here. You don't really need to watch that. And then on the outside, these upper cabinets and the whole back section is actually white. And so then I'm going to be painting them. So that's what I'm doing over the next couple of days, is getting them ready for mounting. So much easier to paint them and varnish them out here and down here than up high, right? So that's why they're down here. And then next thing I'll show you is mounting them. Exciting. Hello, so I'm excited today. So you can see behind me is the van and the upper cabinets that I have been varnishing and painting for the last couple of days in between my work. And so today is installation day. So I'll show you what I've got now, and I'll show you after they're installed. It's basically going to be me and my neighbor installing them, screwing them into my frame. Don't need to really show that, but I'm going to show you before and after. So here goes. This is before. This is my back section is all white, so they're all painted. The outside are white and the inside I've kept raw and varnished. That's what I've done throughout the installation. It's a design choice, I guess. They're upside down at the moment, so the holes in the top are for the puck lights. Okay, so that actually is the holes in the bottom because these are upside down. And then the frames are the European style frames that I have used throughout the van build. And then the doors just get attached to the front. So here goes, installation day. And I actually just took them down and reinstalled them because I forgot to put my bungee shelves in, and I'll put a link to how to do the bungee shelves and you'll get a link to those above. But my bungee shells are in at the ends and all the way along the high cabinet, and I'll go inside and I'll show you what they look like. So this is the driver's side, this is the passenger side. I've designed it so that it's a bit more open. We've got an opening there for blender, opening there for bookshelves, cookbooks, whatever. That's the kitchen cabinet, and that's the overheads over the dinette. And that's the other overheads over the dinette. This space is for a little high shelf and a Berkey water filter. But that is the high cabinets installed.